It was the coldest morning of the year when Emily Carter, a dedicated elementary school teacher, noticed little Jacob shivering by the school gates. His coat was threadbare, barely more than a sweater, and his fingers were red with cold. Emily had always believed that teachers were more than educators. They were caretakers, role models, and sometimes a child's only advocate. She knew Jacob's story well. His mother worked 2 jobs and still struggled to pay rent. Winter clothes were a luxury she simply couldn't afford. That afternoon, after class dismissed, Emily drove to a local store and picked out a thick, insulated coat in Jacob's size. The next morning, she gently placed it in his locker with a note. "Stay warm, Jacob. You are loved." Jacob's eyes lit up when he found the coat. He hugged it close, feeling warmth not just from the fabric, but from the kindness behind it. He didn't know who had given it to him, but his heart swelled with gratitude. However, the joy was short-lived. Later that day, Emily was called into the principal's office. Principal Hughes sat stiffly behind his desk, his lips pressed into a thin line. "Miss Carter, I understand you purchased a coat for a student?" Emily nodded, expecting a simple discussion. Instead, Hughes' expression darkened. "We have policies, Emily. Providing personal assistance to students outside the school's structured programs can be seen as favoritism. Parents might complain. The school district has strict guidelines. This could be a liability issue." Emily's stomach twisted. "I was just trying to help. He had no coat." "I understand," Hughes cut in, "but rules are rules. I'm afraid I have to let you go." The news spread quickly. Parents were outraged. Colleagues whispered in disbelief. But it wasn't until a local reporter picked up the story that things really changed. One morning, Emily woke up to dozens of missed calls. Her inbox was flooded with messages. And then, her phone rang again, an unknown number. "Miss Carter," a deep voice asked. "This is David Langston." She blinked. The name sounded familiar. "The billionaire?" she asked hesitantly. He chuckled. "That's what they call me. But more importantly, I was once a kid like Jacob. A teacher changed my life, just as you tried to change his. I won't stand by and let kindness be punished." Emily listened, stunned, as Langston made an offer, a fully funded initiative to provide winter coats to every child in need at her school, and if the school wouldn't reinstate her, he would personally fund a new learning center where she could continue teaching with full support. The school board, now facing intense public scrutiny, reinstated Emily within a week. But something even bigger had happened. Her simple act of kindness had sparked a movement. Donations poured in from across the country. Hundreds of teachers reached out, sharing stories of students in need. People began to rally behind the idea that compassion should never be punished. And as for Jacob, he walked into school every day, his new coat snug around his shoulders, knowing that kindness was real and that sometimes the smallest gestures could change the world.